Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today we'll be discussing Where Winds Meet and the Fledgling event. And I know a lot of you probably have a hard time getting Fledgling because you probably sent a lot of invites over invites and nobody's accepting it. I mean, like, I get it because Fledglings are new players or alternative accounts. And new players, they won't really exactly get how the menus work at that moment in time. Like once they level up and they get that event stuff, they're gonna look through all these sorts of menus and they're not even gonna figure out how to even get a guide, you know? So most of the times, I think people who are completing the fledgling event are not new players. I mean, they could be if, you know, your friend invited you to the game and then this is the first time you're playing, but that's the exception. But like, if you have no friends and you just found this game and be like, oh, I wanna try it out. Most of the time, the fledgling people, they don't know how to post their recruitment or try to get a guide. So they end up not getting a guide. And the people who are playing games already, you know, trying to find fledglings, they can't find them because the fledglings don't even know how to access the menu. Because what? It took me about 50 to 100 hours in game to actually kind of understand how the menus work. But anyways, so this video is going to talk about how you can easily create an alt account, whether you're on the Steam version or you're on the official launcher. So you'll need both of these if you want to do this on the same computer. If you have two different computers and two different Steam account or two different launcher or two launchers on or one launcher on your main PC and one launcher on your alt PC, then that can work too. But I'm going to show you because most people don't have two computers. One computer is what most people normally have, or a laptop. So that's why I'm going to show you this method, and hopefully it will work out for you, and let me know if you have any questions down below. So first off, we want to go into Where Winds Meet right here, thegame.com. You want to play PC, just click that and then it'll send you to a download link. Once you get that download, it's going to appear there on your top left corner on your desktop. You're going to click that, and then as you see, I already did it, and I chose to download the light version because this is not the client that I'm going to launch my Where Winds Meet. I'm going to normally launch it on my Steam because I like to track how many hours I'm playing in the game, and Steam tracks that. The game doesn't do it yourself, so that's why I don't like to do the launcher. But if it did, you know, I would go straight to the launcher because when I do pay in-game money, or if I pay real money for in-game items, at least 100% of the proceeds will go to Where Winds Meet rather than 30% going to Steam. So anyways, I'm downloading the light version because it is the smaller version and it's lighter on your, you know, terabyte or how many storage you have, and there's only like 70 GBs of this versus 100 and something GB. So do your take. If you'd like to launch it on the standard version, you have to get another 100 plus GB into account. And if you already have the client, that means you have to go to Steam, which is, so when you're on Steam, you go to the Where Winds Meet. If you don't have it in your library, you just search for it in store and it will just pop right up right here, Where Winds Meet. And you just click that and then you just add it to your library and you download from there. This one, you do not have the options to choose light or standard, so you're gonna have to download the full 100 plus GB of the game. So you're gonna do that, and then once you fully download both clients, you can launch both of them simultaneously and it won't conflict with anything. So you don't have to do any sandboxing or anything like that to do double launcher launch. Unless you want to do double launcher launch on one launcher, you could do that too, but I think that's a little bit more complicated than the average person knows how to do. But yeah, I'm just gonna wait until it finished downloading here, and then I'll show you how it's like in game, how to navigate both and how to get through the menus and be able to add your fledgling, because that in its process is already pretty difficult to do, which is why I'm guessing like new players won't even have the idea how to even post their recruitment or trying to get recruited by a guide. Okay, so I'm back and we're actually logging into the official launcher, which the official launcher will always provide you with this login information. So this is where it's easy because you can just go and register a new account. If you're on Steam, it skips this process, so you cannot create a new account. But anyways, since we're at the official launcher, we could create a new account. You need a different email address, obviously. And once you submit your email address and then doing all that, and then it'll send you a verification code. And then after you get that verification, then you create a new account. So I already created an account So I'm just gonna log in. Okay, so now that I'm logging into my regular account, there are a few things you want to do if you want to launch two launchers simultaneously. So right now what you want to do is head over to the settings and you go to your display. And what you want to do is go to Windows mode, right? And you save it. And you pretty much want to go to the probably lowest resolution you can get because it makes more room for your second game that you're going to launch. So I'm going to go for the lowest thing, and then if you have a bad computer or not as good graphics card, you can always turn down the effects and then you can run both of them okay. So I'm just going to do it for the sake of this. I do have a powerful graphics card, so I could get away with running everything on high with two launchers. But anyways, this would be how you would launch the first one, right? So now I am on the official launcher client with this account, and then I'm gonna go to my Steam account and I'm gonna launch that. Right now my Steam account is still on full screen, so I'm gonna do the same thing on my Steam account, and then we'll have two of these games running side by side, and then you can switch easy between the both. Alright, so we're at my main account right now, and again we're gonna go to our display, go to Windows and save that, and then go to 16900p and just do everything in performance. See, right now I have two games running at the same time. Boom, works. This one, boom, works. Okay, so now what you want to do now is try to get both of these basically interact with each other, getting a fledgling. So I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to do full screen on one and then switch to the other so it's a little bit better to see. And then after I'll switch to these two and see how it works to complete the event. Okay, so once you reach level 5 for your alt, which is which one right here, you're gonna have the stuff that pops up here, and you go to events, and then you go to swallow bonds, and then you're gonna go to the right corner and click Rising Swallow, and then you'll see this. Right now we want to do is find guide, and then you click the find guide, and then you're gonna go to hold your recruit button, which is the 3 lines on the PS5 controller, but if you're on the mouse and keyboard, it will be your T button. So once you press T, you'll see this recruitment info. You're gonna have to post your recruitment information. So you're gonna put the space, and once you do that, you'll appear on the roster. And then you go to your main account and you enter your player ID, which is on the bottom left, right here. So once you get that, you're going to enter it into the main account, and then you'll be able to see it on the roster, and then you can add it. So I'm going to go back to the main account right now. Okay, so I'm back on my main account. I typed in the number here, and then it shows the alt that I have is right here. And then I'm just gonna send companion invitation. And once you do that, you're gonna have to go back to the alt, and then you add it from there. So let's go back to the other screen. Alt, and as you see over here, you just manage your invite, and obviously you're gonna see a whole lot of people asking you here. Mine is over here, so I'm just gonna set my account, and there you go. You are now a fledgling. You have your alt as a fledgling, and your main is there, and then you just go ahead and do the events for it. Now we're back with both our screens up at the same time. And what we're gonna do, if you're new to co-op and you never really did co-op, this is how you get started. So you go over here, so basically you see a solo mode here, click it, you select co-op, and what you want to do, since you already added your, I don't think you added your account as a friend yet. So in order for you to add your account as a friend, sorry guys, I know like it could be very simple for some people how to navigate these things, but I do deal with a lot of slow people in my daily job, and I want to try to explain as clearly as possible and as slowly as possible for those who don't know. So that's why I'm taking a very slow approach. So just don't mind the the slowness that's going on, and you're saying like, oh, that's so obvious, like, but some people might not think it's obvious. Anyways, you go to friends, right? And then you want to add your account. You go to add friends and you search the name of the ID of the account and you add it, and it will be a lot easier for you to join the co-op mode. So you can also this separate thing, social. I will explain that later. But right now, since we just added the alt account as a friend, now we go here, and then you're gonna go and search for your alts right here. And then you'll see your alt here, and it is a fledgling. Again, double reminder is you need to get your alt account to level 5 before the event stuff pops up for you. So just grind a little and then get it to level 5, and then once you do, the event will pop up, and then you can add that account and do this stuff. So now I have sent the invitation. As you see on my left side of the screen, it has been, I accepted over there. Now, to explain what's going on with the actual event, let's go to Swallow, and we'll see here. So we'll click on here. So right now you are the guide and your alt is the rising, and then there are a bunch of rewards. Some of the rewards you can only claim when you are in the same party. Otherwise, if your alt is not in the party anymore, you won't be able to claim some of the rewards. But for now, we want to go to quest, and you'll see the list of quests you need to do in order for you to rank up this companion swallow thing. And there's a lot of multiplayers, as you can see here, but they're infinite. So you could do one as many times as you want until you complete the entire thing. But there is a cap, obviously. There's always a cap. If per weekly, of course. And then there is phase. So if you're a solo player and you don't have an alt, you only can do this plus 100 here and your phases over here. But then you won't have enough to reach the max rank of the reward. So as you can see, it's all the way to here, Grand Lead Swallow. You can't get up to here just by doing solo, so you're gonna need to form a bond. And obviously, as I explained before, it's hard to form a bond with fledglings when they don't know how to navigate. Okay, so anyways, what I chose to do, before we do that, actually, we want to look at the reserve points. So right here it says completing weekly quests converts reserve points into guidance points at a 200% rate up to a remaining reserve limit. So you will receive 1,000 reserve points every Monday at 5 p.m. So that's why it's important. If you're watching this after that Monday, you have it's still cap is 3,000. So you still have time for you to finish up using up all the reserve points. So if you're watching this on Monday, you'll probably have 2,000 reserve points by now instead of 1,000 for before Monday. So what that means is that when you do these plus 30, plus 100, plus 50, right, you get 200% of what the reserve points are left into that. So what that means like plus 30 will equals to plus 90 on your experience thing. So after you finish up your reserve point, that doesn't stop you from just, still getting experience, but it's going to be at a slower pace because you're only getting plus 30. And so the bond event is for 17 days and 6 hours. So there's still quite some time for you to get it. That's about, okay, you will have 3 more Mondays. If I'm recording today on Thursday, 3 more Mondays, which means that 3,000 more points that you can add into your event. Let's see if that's even enough for you to get to the actual reward. 3,000 extra. Wow, it's not even enough. I don't think it's enough because you need what, 15,000? So I just got 6,420 on, I guess, completing all of these for the solo stuff, and then completing 10 of these with the 1,000, and then I'm gonna get a plus 100 here. It's gonna be quite a grind within the 17 days to get to Grand Lead Swallow. You need 15,000. Because you're only going to have bank another 3,000 of the extra ones. We'll see. It's new for everyone. I wonder if we can actually do 15,000 easily. Right now, I don't. Based on what I see right now, I might be missing something. If I am missing something, comment down below what I'm missing. That if it's easy to get to the Grand Swallow, or not, but what I see so far, it kind of seems like you must grind a little bit to get it. But this game isn't supposed to be too grindy. Based on everything that we had so far, it doesn't seem too grindy. But for this event, it kind of does, because what that means is that even with the 3,000 reserve points, you would have to do like, see, you only get 30 per run for the campaign challenge. I think the campaign challenge is probably the fastest way, because the other ones, Outpost is kind of long. Hero Realm, definitely too long. Sword Trials too. Team up with Fledgling Wanderer, complete Wandering Path Adventure once. That's pretty long too. So the only easy one that takes less than a minute to do is probably this one, the campaign challenge, and you just kill Heartseeker 100 times or something like that. See, if you kill Heartseeker 100 times, right? Multiply that by 30, you only get 3,000 points, right? And right now my guidance level is around 6,000, right? So if I do 3,000 points without the extra guidance, right? That's 3,000 points. That's only gonna get me like to 9,000 right here, plus the extra 3,000 from the 3 Mondays. That'll get us to like 1,200. So yeah, after that, it's like maybe you have to complete Heartseeker 200 times, or even 3, or maybe 400 times in order for you to, you have to do this 400 times or something like that in order for you to reach that. I mean, I might be missing something. There's no way the game's gonna allow you to, or makes you grind that long to get the max by the end of the event, because again, 17 days left. But anyways, I'm definitely missing something. Comment down below. I'll edit something or something like that down below and post a comment if I do figure something out with the event. But anyways, let's go back right to the event. So, as I discussed all of that, so completing one campaign challenge, just do Heartseeker and then you get it. And once you do one completion, you get plus 30 on there. And then if you have any reserve points, 200% of that will be converted to your rank here. And then you just pretty much claim these rewards as you level up. So yeah, I think that's it for that. Now, if there's any other questions, let me know in the comments below as I figure things out too. This is relatively new event. So now that you do have your alt account, there's another reason why you do want an alt account outside from this event. So for example, when you have an alt account, like let's say you're a solo player and you don't like to interact with people and you're looking to find a partner or a marriage or a disciple or things like that, you know, through the social thing that you see here. Like you thought you will never do any of these, but if you have an alt account, right, you can definitely just, you know, add your alt account as a disciple, and then you can get the, you know, shop stuff, like do all of the shop stuff with your alt account, so you don't have to rely on a different person to do it with. Yeah, you have the option to do all of these things here too. Right now, I'm not too familiar with how this system works just yet, because this is pretty much my first day making an alt account and then sharing it with you guys, because I'm too excited to post this video about this. But yeah, with your alt, you can also do these things: the intimacy, partnership, disciples, and sworn, things like that. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of guides telling you how to work through that stuff. So once you do that, yeah, you can do that. And then another thing that you can also do is, since you have an alt now, you can purposely like injure your alt by jumping off a cliff. That sounded wrong. So you jump off a cliff and you get injured, and then you need a healer, and then you use your main account to heal your alt, and then you gain your, you know, if you're in a sect, and this is really important for your sect, because if you are a medical doctor, right, you need to heal like 100 people or get 100 likes to advance to physician, and then, you know, you just keep on doing the other stuff to get to where you at. As you can see in the chief physician right here, right, if you look at the ranking, right, look at how many people who are having a lot of ranks. So right now I'm in number 19 just by playing the game without an alt or doing anything like that. Just playing it regularly, I have 1962. However, like people who have like this 8900, it's nearly impossible to do. You would have to be killing your alt so many times because you only get like plus 10 for every heal you do on your ranking. So I don't know how this person got 8,000 because I play this thing regularly, and it says to earn your merits you have to do Jing Hu errands, which I can max out all day, every time, every day, and then perform healings, and then multiplayer healings and patience likes. So I do patience like healings and Jaren. I haven't done multiplayer healing. Maybe that's how they're getting it, but I have a feeling that the highest rankings that people are getting in the game that may seem near impossible for normal people, they're botting or doing some sort of macros, because a lot of people have been doing a lot of macros in the game. I mean, that I'm just assuming, and maybe I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But yeah, having that high of a ranking, it's sus. It's pretty sus, you know. It's pretty sus. It's just like the Abyss Conqueror title is pretty sus right now. Okay, so hopefully I think I covered almost everything. And if there is any new stuff, you know, I will post another video.